Welcome to Saturday. It should be called Games Day, but you know, what do you do? I'm gonna get aligned before I get on the bike. So get comfortable. Kage says, hey, oh, and Kage's first. Sorry, Respect. Respect says, shit. Respect likes to win the race. I mean, you guys were right on it. It's very impressive how quick you are on the draw. How we doing today? How you doing, Kage? How you feeling? How you doing, Respect? What's on your weekend docket? Oh, perfect. I needed that pop. I do this before every workout. Just make sure my spine is as aligned as I can get it before I start exerting myself, you know? This thing has saved me from needing a chiropractor for many, many years. Well, these things. The orange spheres. Okay, I need to spend a little more time right there. And here I'm pushing on my legs to kind of create some traction. Oh man. Okay, now we do the old twist and pop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just the 4. Now we do the other side. Yep, 1. 2. Might have heard that one. Oh. Literally prying myself apart. Respect says my puzzle didn't clear out in time. That's funny. Yeah, the second the notification popped up, I joined. I'm doing good. How are you? Well, thank you, Kage. I'm doing, pretty decent. Slow start to the weekend. I stayed up very late. I've been doing a lot of editing. Because some channel surprises are happening very soon. So, been working night and day. Respect says I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing good. It's a lot better now. Respect says the under matches the shorts. It is, yes, it does. You saw that. Well, it sort of like blends the the illusion. Makes it less difficult to identify which part is what. Leo. Leo says, I'd like to be intimate with you again. Again? Really, Leo? It must have been so good that I forgot. Kage says, if I clean my parents' cars and mow the yard to get a $1,500 gaming laptop, Kage, that is a screaming deal. Especially nowadays. Do it. Do it, Kage. Josh the Goat. What's up, brother? How you doing? I'm gonna reset my statistics for the bike. I want to have some idea of how long I've been doing this, because for me, when stream starts, time becomes a whole different thing. Okay. Warming up. Doing gams today. Leo says, this guy's filling out quite nicely. Pause. That is your right. You can pause, scrub back and forth. But thank you. Bulk's going pretty good. I'm up probably like 13 pounds, which is pretty good. Some of that's water, but it's okay. I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling buff. Okay? I'm feeling muscular. And that's, I talk about my natural state being lean and lithe and shit, but it just feels so good to, to contract. I've also decided I'm going to push the shoulders a little bit more. I did those last night while I was working. I would have streamed it, but I needed my audio. I needed to be able to focus, so. What, Kyle-san, Atsu, Oz. Genki desu ka? How are you? Holy shit. What do you got going on this weekend, Atsu? You getting your training? You're looking at mine, so. How the hell have you been? How do you say that in Japanese? How the hell have you been? Josh says, do you think you could get to 255 pounds of muscle? No. I've bulked up before, like bodybuilder style. The highest I've ever gotten is 220. I'm 5'8". Naturally, my leanest is 130, 135. I bulked up to 220. I was probably 20% body fat, something like that. So no, and I hit my limit. Not only how really it was a food scaling problem. I couldn't clear my gut enough to put more food in. I was maxed out, and I felt like dog shit. So and I'm natural. All right. So there's that too of it was just super hard on my body. I worry I did a little heart damage maybe, just from the sheer increase in pressure so rapidly, anyway. So no, not without some pharmaceutical assistance that I'm not interested in. Atsu says, just came back from 2 hours of HEMA. Damn. Eating some slow-cooked BBQ. Barbecue pork on a sub roll. Ooh, you're having a little sandwich of your own today. That's nice. That sounds like a good day. 2 hours of HEMA. Damn. How laborious is it to get in and out of the armor? Do you need a second person, or do you have it so that you can do it yourself? Josh says, I'm 225, bro, and 5'9". I'm pretty buff. Yeah, that's a heavy 5'9". Okay, that's almost looking like Wolverine. So that's pretty dope, Josh. What's your workout style? You do bodybuilding? What do you do? Power building? Gaintaining? Okay. All right. Wait, how long have we been going at this level? See, because time means nothing to me during these lives. Atsu says, don't need a second person. Nice. We wear padded jackets and it gets easier the more you wear it. That said, it was 85 and muggy AF out there, so I was only able to keep the jacket on for the first hour. Dude, that's a thing. Like, everyone talks about the armor and like how good it is or effective against, but it's like, I can't imagine how fucking uncomfortable it'd be to fight. Like, imagine fighting a full fucking like, because a battle's gonna be like days. You know what I mean? Like, imagine fighting for 3 fucking days in armor, in unbelievable heat, probably shitting yourself. You know, like, I mean, like mid fight, like, oh, the cyclospora. I don't know. You tell me, Atsu. Josh says, right now, weight training. But I do cut sometimes. Nice. Nice. Good for you. Good for you. What's your favorite thing to work? For me, it's probably back or arms. But, I mean, I love it all. Legs are fun. Legs would be more fun if I could still back squat. But because of my back issues, I can't have the compressive load. So I gotta like, you're going to see some of the alternatives I do. Atsu says, that's why the Romans trained exactly the way they fought. Full gear, full kit. They only swapped out for wooden weapons when training. Very smart. Very smart. Because everyone thinks about fighting in terms of like, oh, who has the biggest muscles, who has the weapons, and it's like, yeah, but how well can you fight when you're fucking tired? You know? Like, when you're uncomfortable, when you haven't slept. Like, these are way bigger factors than just, like, who has the biggest guns. What do I know, right? All right. Level 6 on the bike. Ah, the Romans. Why does this sound so jazzy? Oh, man. That's cool. What's your HEMA weapon or weapons? You a blunt guy? Bladed? Flail? 2 shields? Huh? Throw it? I don't know anything about HEMA. I do, Atsu, forgive me if we've already talked about this before, but there's a channel that does like unscripted improvised fights between like, you know, samurai meets conquistador or something, right? And they wear the traditional kit and they, you know, it's very cool. I'm very confident you know about it already. Atsu says, imagine marching 20 miles. I'm already out, dog. Then digging trenches, building camp, then cooking your own dinner before sleeping for 6 hours, getting up, breaking camp, and doing it all over again. That sounds fucking awful. I got Nahima for longsword type, but I can fight with pretty much anything. I've done full contact stick fighting and knife fighting since 2007, HEMA since 2019. Well, and yeah, and then you realize it's like a lot of, it's just principles, you know. Same thing with everything else. Like, it's a stick and it's an extension of your arm and you can use it in a different number of ways, but it's called dequitum or something like that. Yes, exactly. See? Already knew. Holy shit. Quang says, oh yeah. Or he says yo, but that got translated to oh yeah. How the hell are you doing, bro? I've been editing old live streams, and so I'm not now getting back into like the karate like regular days. And I'm just like rehearing all of your recommendations and stuff. So how fortuitous. How the hell are you doing? Just got out of jail. All charges dropped. Quang, you gotta forgive me, but I can't tell if you're being satirical or not. You've been gone for a little while, so how have those recommendations been? I mean, good, dude. Like, I feel 20 times smarter, you know? And especially going back and hearing it, it's like hearing me talk about the things I wanted to investigate. And it's like, wow, that wasn't that long ago, you know? So, I mean, the biggest thing is like the Tai Chi guy, and, you know, um, I was just rewatching the one where you recommended the Power Ride and all that, so it's very cool. No, I'm not. Damn, dude. What were some things you liked specifically? I mean, the Power Ride. Anderson Silva was good. His his master class was all right. I kind of expected more from him, honestly. The Izzy set. I mean, I think we talked about that, but you know, I think Izzy was like maybe phoning it in or something, um, but you know, I've just been like, I've been totally like separated from striking, and you know, I've been thinking about all the different um, weird kind of ways, the things you don't think about, right? Like your vision, your balance, kind of like the Roman war shit we were talking about just now. The other guy, Chingiz Alazov, has great stuff. That is one I've not checked out. Um, it's his specific stuff, yeah. The Tui Show helps a lot. Josh says, do you think Bruce Lee would still be kicking ass today if he was alive? Yeah, well, and I think he probably would have gone through a couple, like, renaissances where he would have, because he didn't, I mean, he did a lot of cross training, but there wasn't a lot available at that time. If Bruce had the internet and YouTube, I think he would have grown even more, right? Because that's the kind of person he was. But it's just one of those things that you didn't have access to information back then. So would he? Yes. I think he would, like, there would be a catching up period where he would be at the top, and then other people, they start to cross train and learn. They are elevated to his level, right? Because they're taking a lot of shortcuts, things we just know now that you didn't know back in the fucking, like, 70s. So, you know, it's, I think he would do well. I think he would not be, like, 40 times better than everyone else. I think he'd be one of the greatest, but I think we would see people beat him, particularly grapplers. Quench is not, with grappling, not sure what kind of push hands Goju-Ryu has. I mean, it has some, but it's super simple. You know, I kind of wish it was like a whole separate element. Quench says, just look at gymnastica movements and yoga. That's pretty much what grappling is. Well, and I was just rewatching the live where we talked about this, where it's like, you were like, I use my Tai Chi muscles when I'm doing BJJ, and people were like, no, those are different things. I just spam Kung Fu when I grapple. Exactly. Well, shit, man. I am sorry you had to be forcibly held against your will. That fucking sucks. I mean, all charges might get dropped, but that doesn't, like, make up for the fact that, you know, you got pigeonholed a little bit. I hope everything's okay with you, man. Like, you know, work-wise or whatever else, you know, because the world doesn't stop moving just because you're removed from it. I picked on a Fed. Whoa. Yeah, and, you know, they're not the most, you know, thick-skinned individuals. All my friends were... Quang, I've had to censor some of the words I read out loud a little bit just because I've had to go back and edit like 100 hours of footage. So forgive me if I don't read certain words. All my friends were in organized crime. Well, you know, guilty by association, right? So, what do you do? People enders. There we go. That's good. That's good. I need a PR agent, you know. Well, shit, man. That fucking sucks. I don't, and the other thing that sucks too is like the charges get dropped, but it's not like, what are you gonna do? Counter sue them? The people that run the fucking court, right? So, Christ. I fell into the group of, I'm not even gonna say that, damn. Not good. They were the least threatening and most welcoming. That's weird. I mean, I guess they probably don't have a lot of friends. Do you know what I mean? Josh says, do you ever see that movie, The One, with Jet Li? Yes. Very cool idea. And I already know, like, even if I had never seen The One, I know that if I saw alternate universe Kyle, there's a very good chance if combining power, like, from that movie is a real thing, there other Kyles are definitely coming for me. So, Quang says, obviously I had to have a few degrees of separation. Yeah. Quang says, Bagua versus Jingyi, am I saying that right? Is the one. I'm gonna write that down. Hold on. My sale is basically Bagua and Jingyi. Marie says, damn, we early today. That's right. That's right. I want to be a little more accommodating for people in the other time zones because people are staying up so late, you know? Sleep's important, so. And I like working out earlier anyway. A lot of times my weekly workouts are because I have to work late, So I can only work out after when I have time to turn the camera on. Kwai says, they're interested with my Tai Chi. They're northern styles. Oh, I bet. Kage says, I stayed up till 5 a.m. Kage doing what? Fighting Reaper Leviathans at the bottom of the ocean? Tell me you got well, I don't even want to say because I don't want to spoil it. But one of the vehicles is my favorite, and it's not the conventional one. Quang says, it takes longer to learn something like Wing Chun. Yeah, the long game. It's the slow but steady investment, The ones that aren't popular and don't get the fucking, all the hype, but they also don't get the rug pulls. Kage says, exactly. Quang says, Jingyi and Bagua is basically Tai Chi. That's cool. I mean, Bagua's so cool, it feels different from some of the other, like it doubles, and I don't know shit, right? But it feels like it doubles down on the circular, you know what I mean? Kage says, yes, I got all the vehicles. Okay, the shrimp suit. I like the grapple hook shrimp suit. Josh says, I got to see my great uncle from Germany last week at a family reunion. First time I saw him in 15 years. Damn, that's a long time. How was it? I haven't gone to a family reunion before. Maria says, Quang is the next Avatar, studying all 4 elements. Oh, he's been the Avatar and back. He's been the Avatar, hung up the tattoos and done become a politician of Republic City. Went back to being the Avatar. Quang says, Tai Chi's like MMA for Kung Fu styles. That's interesting. That's an interesting, selling line. Because people are going to think the opposite, right? They're going to think it's, super niche down. Kage says, Cyclops was annoying, though. Yeah. I know. It's, but it's cool. Very cool. I mean, that game is one where I took a lot of time with it. I wish I'd spent more time doing base building stuff, but it's you can't do a ton of super beautiful architecture necessarily. So I kind of, I gave up. Quang says, Marie, I'm a silver in Pan Ams and BJJ. Marie says, oh, nice, bro. Josh says, it was awesome. Quang says, I'm Ryan Hall's first purple that I trained with Mike Easton, Dominic Cruz, Mark Too Sharp Johnson. He's telling the truth, too. I've seen pictures of him in rooms, like living rooms with these people. So, Kage says, wait, do you mean the prawn suit? Yes. It's been a while since I played it. Hard to please, guy. Well, what do you know? Fernando de Pessoa is considering coming out of the closet. Ooh, I wonder how we lure him out. That power ride, though. Quang says, I was in jail with Too Sharp's nephew. That's funny. All right, let's get our things on the board here. I'm starting to get warm. You missed some numbers, Quang. Okay, Fernando de Pessoa. Down here. 22. Nice. That's pretty good. Where is it? 22. Well, you know, we'll be here waiting for Fernando when he's good and ready. Not everyone's ready right away. That's okay. That's okay. Quang says, let's talk about Topuria versus Gaethje. I did not see that. Man, the White House card, after I heard about that and the injury and all, I was just like, whatever, you know. So you know more than I do. Did you get to watch any TV in there? I mean, I can't imagine it's good if it is. It would be a long training session, you know? Do Tai Chi at like 1/4 speed. Yes, had cable. Damn. Not bad. Not bad at all. Jelly says, my notifications didn't say anything. Hi, it's okay. It's only been like 20-some minutes. So not bad. Not bad at all. We got Quang back. Respect is here. Let's see, I don't know if any of the other, you know, OGs are here yet, but we'll give them time, you know. And I'm going early, partially because I want to work out right now, but also because, you know, I want to give people more opportunities. It's not always late at night for them or at 5 in the morning or something. Josh says, do you know of the MMA fighter Mikey Mushemi? Yeah, well, last time I checked up on him, he wasn't an MMA fighter. He was talking about it. So if he's been pursuing that or if he's at fights, I didn't know. But I did see an ad he did for a knee brace that's specifically for jiu-jitsu practitioners. I mean, in the Brazilian jiu-jitsu world, he's a little monster. So, you know, I don't know how that's going to translate over to MMA. We'll have to see if he's a natural at grappling or just a natural athlete. Quang says he's a BJJ guy, not an MMA fighter. Quang says he's autistically fantastic genius. Great instructionals. That's interesting. I heard he had talked about being interested in doing the transition. I assume because there's not a ton of money in the stuff he's doing right now, which would also, you know, I mean, he did the sponsorship thing, so I don't know. All right, let's crank this up, and then we'll get into the lifting. Jelly says, well, hi, Kage, respect. Yes, Kage's here, no midnight, but, you know, maybe there might be behind the same screen. Oh, man. We still get Pure Technique, Quang. A lot of the regulars actually have not been back in a while. The Kalanis, the Wiki Feeds, and I know this because I'm going through all my old lives, cleaning them up a little bit. Quang says those Rutolo bros doing MMA in 1FC, probably prison. Josh says, Mikey said he eats pizza and pasta every night on Joe Rogan's podcast. Yeah, I watched. I wanted. It was either that interview or something else where he like he like has a fucking pizza oven, like a legit stone oven or something. He does pizza and pasta. I want to say he does like one meal a day, or he eats like all after his training, right? And I mean, I can get behind that because training on a full stomach, my performance just isn't as good. You know, I feel heavier, slower. Um, you know, I've always had my best performance with nothing in me. Frank says Joe Rogan's a degenerate who mooches off of me. Damn, and he's got all that money, you know? How unfortunate. I've just burned 420 calories. I don't think that's true. That can't be true. I'm not even working that hard. Respect says, hi, Jelly. Respect, I don't know if you were here when Quang was last. I'm not sure. Okay. Getting that creatine in, you know? You know what I mean? Well, Quang, what do you got on the docket now that you're free as a bird? Okay, I'm losing steam on this bike, which is usually the sign I need to. Quang says, make money. Man, well, and Joe has done a lot. Joe Rogan has done a lot to make money. $100 million Spotify deal? I don't know. I used to watch Joe Rogan back in the day. I mean, like 10 years ago or something. Frank says, focus on Tai Chi. Always a solid plan, regardless. Chris says, Kaya. Mwah! Hi, Chris. How are you? Frank says, and boxing. Nice. Nice. I want to do more double end bag work, but oh, you're gonna get some, maybe do some BJJ, get some MMA fights in. Ooh, nice. Yeah. Particularly if you can make money doing that, although I know, you know, at certain levels, a lot of times it's like, maybe you break even on the trip or something. Quang says, get good at cage takedowns. Yeah. Hey, could come in handy, you know what I mean? Chris says, is Jelly in the house? Yes. Respect is here, Jelly's here, Kage's here. Okay, couple anonymouses. It's okay. We love you too. Okay. Oh my God, okay. I just have to push a little bit. What are you up to this weekend, Chris? What do you got going on? Have you done your training? Okay, the burn has begun. Jelly says, yes, I'm here. Hi. Chain Wrestling by Dan Vailmont is good. Ooh, I'm going to write that on there, too. Chain Wrestling. Like chain lightning. Corey says, I bet Tate's doing a lot of bag work right now. A lot of speed bag, you know what I mean? But maybe going this way. How you doing, Corey? How's your weekend so far? Josh, has anyone ever fought in the UFC at age 50? Just wondering. I don't know about 50. I mean, I want to say a couple of the guys are in their 40s. Yoel Romero, I want to say. I don't know. How old is Dan? What is it? Dan Brown? Is that the like kind of rough and tumble boxer guy? Chris says, I'm doing my training now. or doing my training a little later. I'm cooking now. Ooh. Marsala chicken. Ooh. Sounds good. Quang says there's inside chain wrestling and outside chain wrestling. Interesting. Sounds pretty deep. Chris says your thighs look ample. Thank you. I think they're a little thin, but you know, what I really need to do is maximize on my strengths, which are the adductors. But that's what today's about. We're doing gams sandwiches. But thank you, Chris. Frank says head outside is like high crotch engagement, and head inside is engagement with the single leg. That makes sense. Here. That's cool. That's cool. Being a Tai Chi teacher in there hopefully kept you out of trouble too, of like, you know, you're doing something nice for everyone, get them talking shop instead of stewing about whatever. Jelly says, nice. I have to finish packing for Los Angeles. Yes. Week in Sacramento position. Never call back. So I'm clear for LA. Well, there you go. The universe has spoken, Jelly. Frank says it's deep, but not like that deep. It's just secondary moves off high crotch or single leg. Well, still, you know, with the number of times I've seen like a deep dive and all they do is just do a fucking, it's like take down entries and stuff. It's like, I don't know, man. Half the time I feel like people put intermediate or advanced into the titles of things to get more clicks, but it's just fucking basics half the time, you know. Corey Rowling says, what's a gam sandwich? Well, you find some meat to put in between the gams. You know what I mean? Clank says, to get your wrestling next level, you need second moves. Yeah, well, yes. Definitely. Third, maybe. Chris says, how do you feel about creatine? Have you noticed any side effects from using it? In the past, when I'm using it now. So I'm taking 5 grams a day. I did not do a loading phase. Normally you do like 20 grams a day for a week or 5 days or something to like fully saturate the muscles, and then you do a maintenance 5 grams. The loading phase always upsets my gut too much. Like creatine draws water into the muscle cells. So I felt like if I take more than 5, maybe 10 grams, I have gut issues because the water is being pulled out, and so everything's running kind of dry, you know? And so then I end up like bloated, but also not feeling good. So 5 is enough for me, and that's the threshold, where if I do more, I'll retain too much water. So that's another thing too, right? Like if you have a super high sodium diet, you're already retaining water, it's gonna kind of compound some of those things. Those are the only side effects, really. Mostly benefits. I mean, the performance benefit is measurable. It's like 2 to 3 extra reps on sets. You know, maybe an extra set every workout of you know, ATP. So I like it, and if your gut can handle it, I would recommend it. Jelly, yes. I've been in a good mood today. Ooh, good. I think that this week has been positive overall. That's good, Jelly. Made a new online friend. Good. You're journaling. And I played a little guitar and piano at Guitar Center. Ooh, nice. How about you, Ka? I'm doing a lot of editing. It's going to be a lot of channel work. And then I'm going to try and stream twice tomorrow. I'll do a workout early, and then we'll do a hangout later. I've got some, I'm doing training for other people in the middle of that, but it's going to be a busy weekend. That's okay. It's all for good stuff. Chris says, yeah, I'm doing 2 grams a day and I feel that. Yeah, and I mean, it's hard because like I've done it before and then quit because it was too much and not worth it. This time I'm having a good time with it, but I'm also like staying really on top of my extra water and doing other things that don't upset my stomach, you know, and just trying to get it in like the safest position to handle it. So, and Chris, if it's like really making you uncomfortable, it's, you know, affecting other things, and you're not seeing a huge benefit, it might not be for you, you know? And that's okay. Like, people react differently to things. Corey says I think you mean I have kidney disease, so it's hard for me to build muscle because I piss out all my protein. Well, and Corey, you definitely should not be taking creatine because it increases the waste creatinine, right? You probably already know. So I'm sorry, Corey. I know people with kidney disease. That is not, you know, it's difficult to manage. So I understand. Lake Titicaca says, Dan Poppy, you work in them shirts. You mean shorts or shirts? Because yesterday was upper body. I just had to work through it, so I couldn't film. Okay. What else are we doing for gams? First thing I think has got to be some Bulgarians, right? Chris says, I see the benefits, but I notice my urine looks slightly darker. Yeah, I've noticed that too. And for me, it's like, and I hydrate really well. So in the morning when I wake up, I'll notice it's like darker. Like that's the waste product, right? The creatinine. But after that one, I'm usually like pretty clear. So if you're noticing it's like your urine's like definitely darker and you feel weird, you know, I would be cautious about it. Particularly, again, if you have any organ stuff going on, kidney particularly, it's hard on the kidneys. Lake Titicaca says both. Ooh. Oh, shit. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. We need to do this. And I'm warm, so I'm going to go straight into working sets. Yeah, I was kind of nervous to try creatine again, but I think for me it was the loading phase. So, and here's another thing you can do, Chris. You can do like every other day too. It's not like, you know, it's something that builds up slowly over time. So if you're working out really hard, you might be burning through like a gram. But if, 2 grams every day is too much, maybe 2 grams every other day, or 1 gram every day, or, you know what I mean? Thank you. I'm in a loading phase. Okay, so yeah. See, honestly, Chris, I would expect it to feel particularly, you're getting more of the dose than you're going to be using to maintain, right? So, at that point, what am I looking for? This. Jelly says, respect, how are you? I saw you yesterday in Lucas's chat, but we didn't get to chat. Oh, Lucas. That's exciting. It's like, it's interesting, because like the live stream world is its whole thing. And do I want 2? I'll start with 1. 1 tenner. I haven't seen Wasifa leave in a while. I haven't seen, who else? Who else haven't I seen? Oh, shit. Who else? Okay. Respect says, I'm well, thank you. I saw you as well. Oh. How's Wang? Dr. Wang? Or are you talking about Quang? Quang's here. Quang's doing a lot better. Dr. Wang, we haven't seen him. Sometimes he arrives a little later. Wasif has been streaming in the gym. Really? That's interesting. Is he doing the same stuff, like the karate chop and the little spin kick? Or has he updated his moves? Respect says, I hope you're well, Jelly. Oh my God. All right, there we go. Oh man. The problem with Bulgarians is this leg gets a little bit of tension. So since I did the other leg first, it's a little weaker. Oh. Whew. Okay. Yes, he's doing his usual. Okay, thank you. I appreciate the report. Corey says, I want to get one of those doctors something. Jelly says, true, but I think Lucas went too far yesterday. He's a nice guy, but I stopped following him after he went too far on chicken wing. Chris says, oh my God, I've never seen the split squats done with that. Oh yeah, huge. Well, and for me, it's like, if I were normal, I would do I would hold a dumbbell, but because of my back issues, using one hand or even both, it just becomes this twisting force, right? So I just keep it below my low back and I don't have to worry about it. So definitely, I mean, the gams are looking a little bit bigger. They're not huge, but you know. We'll get there. I'm gonna try that. Good. I hope you do, Chris. I love it when I inspire people. Respect says, I missed that, Jelly. What happened? Jelly says, I have no idea. Lucas was just tearing chicken wing apart, and I was all like, this is awful. I felt bad for him. Man. That's rough. Okay. We'll splice in a little bit of calf while we wait for my quads to vacate all the lactic acid. Make sure you guys get the good shit. There we are. Oh man. This is gonna be a warm-up set for the calves. I gotta work up to single leg. And I'm just using a finger for balance here. I want a little bit of the balance in the calves so you get a little bit of, the instability activation. I used to do these a lot in ballet. Press it to forced arch, stand on it, lower into forced arch, and then do it back the other way. Very nice, very good alternative. It's sort of in between single leg and dual leg work. Respect says, yikes, that does not sound good, Jelly. I see the definition. Ooh, good, Chris. You have the eye. Respect says, I was only in there for a minute, then left. Corey says, I want to get one of those Dr. Ho's, that got censored, electric muscle stimulators. I don't know what that is. I've used a TENS unit, and I would not recommend using a TENS unit where it's got the two little pads and you turn it on and it twitches your muscles. I would not use it for a workout. That sounds like an injury waiting to happen. I use a TENS unit to do like pain management and tension management. And I have some nerve stuff, so. Respect says, if you say it was bad, I believe you. I'll just unfollow him myself. Jelly's got a good heart. Jelly says, chicken wings a multi-account troll. But Lucas went too far on his failed marriage, etc. Damn. Damn, deep cuts, huh? Jelly says, yes, you can follow him. I just don't because I tend to ruminate on things. And I feel bad like a week from now. It's just better for my peace to leave. Respect says, yeah, I just removed him from my stuff. Yeah, Jelly, this isn't a criticism or anything. I've just noticed that sometimes you get worried about some of the things that have happened in chatter, like misunderstandings, you know? And I just want to say that you never have to worry about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, if you were saying or doing something negative or whatever, you know, if it was a problem, people would call you out on it, right? So, like, you know, don't worry about little things that get said or misread, or you know what I mean. We're all friends here, and we trust you. We know you, so don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Don't worry. I've done a lot of perseverating in my past. I've known to hyper-focus on certain things. It's never helped. It's never helped. So, be confident, Jelly. You're a good person. You're a smart cookie. And, you know, if someone misunderstands something, that's their problem, not yours. Okay, let's try. Which leg did I do first last time? Left, I think. Let's get even closer. Jelly says, I work on it in therapy. I really do. Well, Jelly, and look, you're also very emotionally intelligent. You know what I mean? So it's not because you lack something or there's a problem. You know, it's like, it's just that, you know, I don't know. Well, you work on your stuff. That's great, and I'm very proud of you for doing that, and for talking about it. That's the other thing. But just know that, at least for my part, Jelly, if I ever had a problem with something that was said, or if I thought you were being mean, which has never happened, and I don't anticipate happening in the slightest, you know, well, first I'll ask you about it, because I don't want to misinterpret. But you know what I mean? Like, so you never have to worry about that from me, okay? You've been a very good donut. I like the things you have to say. I don't want you thinking you need to change anything, you know what I mean, about your communication. Oh my God. Oh, it's uncomfortable. Oh. Okay, let the acid get moved down a little bit. Okay, and we're here. Jelly's always nice to me. Jelly's nice to everybody. You know, even to, like, trolls. It's not like Jelly's ever like, fuck yourself. No, that's me. Oh my God. Okay. Oh. Jesus Christ. All right. That might be enough of that, frankly. We might be good to move on. Oh. See, the shake works better when you have more separation, because then it's like, and it turns into, you know, this like whole thing. You see that? Look at all of this. Quad is right here. All adductor, you know? I need the. This is you know, at the gym, they have the what I have heard colloquially called the bad girl good girl machine, right? I need one of those. Jelly says, "Hey Chris, like the shades." Respect says Lucas is always trying to impress girls. So I can only imagine how much of a bunghole he was to Chicken Wing trying to be cool. It's just so funny because, like, people know that cool people, part of being cool is that you're not actively trying all the time, right? But they try so fucking hard. They miss the forest for the trees. Chris says, LOL Jelly, they're Ray-Bans. Oh, they're not meta glasses, you're not recording. Okay, oh, quad pump for real. I wish they didn't flare out so much, because it's kind of like when you have flared out shirt arms, it makes your arms look skinny. Oh shit. Welcome to the Space Jam, motherfuckers. Jam's in the house. Hi, Jam. How you doing? Party people. What are you up to this weekend, Jam? Hi, Respect, and Jelly, and Chris. And Chris says Jam. We're so supportive. I'm gonna do another set of calves. And then that'll actually pair really nicely into the Roman chair work. Jam, how the hell are you doing? Did you get that? Did you find that dog that you were looking for? Did you find that dog? Jam says, I'm good. Just finished my work at the sanctuary. Tomorrow we're gonna play disc golf. Ooh, nice. Do you have your own custom disc? Skulls on it or something? I don't know. A buddy of mine got into bowling for a while, and his bowling ball was a skull in transparent rosin or whatever. Oh, so great! One of the coolest ones I've ever seen, and it was big too. It was a good weight. Okay, so now I'm just gonna kind of rest this foot here to take like 10% of the weight. I want to dance, but it's going to mess up the calf press. Oh, yep, okay. A little cramp. Now we switch. Even though you're only taking a little bit of the weight off, it's significantly easier on the standing leg. So, a lot of ways to scale up. Come here. Chris says Kyle looks like Jam's sister's fiance. I'm slowly infiltrating the family. Jelly says, I finally finished PT. I did not totally fail. Good. I think I'm going to get surgery through my personal insurance, maybe at UCLA. Oh, yeah? My mom is so excited I'm going to be living near her. Oh, yeah. And that's nice, too. You know, you get busy as you get older, but distance can make, those sorts of things, much more difficult. Well, good for you, Jelly. I'm glad you finally finished your PT. I'll have to entertain you extra good for your recovery, right? James says, no, the doggy never showed face again. Hopefully a neighbor took them in. Respect says, Hola, Brandon and Informatory are missing. That's true. Also, Jam is bringing up Ola Soy later in the comments. Jelly says, hey, Jam. Jam, I'm actually going to buy myself my first 2 discs for my B-Day, which is coming up. What? Jam. I can't wait to sing you happy birthday. Jam says, I haven't seen Ola Soy in a while either. Yeah. Well, you know, it's summer break. Hopefully she's out there enjoying it. Jelly, I have to get caught up. I love Ray-Ban, good choice. Hopefully I can afford a pair one day. I did splurge on Guest glasses, but my optometrist kept getting the frames wrong. Can't use them. That's like their one job, you know? It's the one thing you need from them. Corey says, with my kidney disease, too much potassium will stop my heart, so now my wife buys tons of bananas now at the groceries. Nice, Corey. Corey, I don't know if we've gotten this deep into your stuff before, but I'm curious if you're a dialysis patient or not. I know that game very well. Not me, but L Coffee says Indian military is fueling war and organizing attacks. Well, don't put an address out there. Marie says people are too sensitive. I don't know why they're streaming. Not you, other people on here. You mean the streamers are too sensitive? Yeah, well, I think some people want to be a streamer not because they enjoy it, but because it's an avenue for, you know, getting fame, or like a lot of people look at it as like IRL streamers, like paying to exist, or, you know, people want the benefits of the lifestyle, but a lot of them can't handle how it goes. And there are actually most days where I felt like I can't emotionally handle this shit, like I'm gonna pop off. I've streamed anyway, and I've found that actually not at all. So for me, it's like I can be in a really bad mood, but streaming and dealing with people criticizing me will improve my mood. You know? So yeah, I think you just need a certain kind of temperament to, you know. Jelly says, she already called me yesterday to say, are you free Saturday and Sunday? And I'm like, yes, but sometimes I need a free Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, look, Jelly, I know that game too well, too. Chris says, the beard looks smooth. Do you brush? When it gets longer, I do. Or not brush, I comb. Maybe I should brush when it gets long, because it will dread. So, like, it'll look like it's this big, and it'll actually be this big. So I'm kind of playing with, like, how long I want to grow it right now when it's, you know, when it's hot. Oh, Stephen Gallagher. Hate speech right out of the gate. That's crazy. That's crazy. Unfortunately, you don't understand how things work around here. Goodbye. Jelly says, happy future birthday, Jam. You know what? Happy every single one of your birthdays till the end of time, Jam. Jam says, BRB for a bit. Thank you, Jelly. It's on September 2nd. Okay. That's cool. We're almost there. All right, what am I doing? Right, Roman chair. Roman chair. Okay, so let's see. Let's see on this. No dialysis yet. From what I heard, it really sucks. Yeah. Yep. It seems like it does. Well, good. Well, Corey, you know, stay on your stuff. Don't trust anything your wife makes for you, I guess. No fruit smoothies, right? Okay. Yeah, potassium. You gotta see, and that's like ways of eating that people that don't have And these issues don't understand, you know. It's like, because there's a lot of potassium in a lot of stuff. You just don't know. Okay, well, you know, I guess this is going to be the angle we get. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Show a little hammy. Can we even see it? And at the very top, I'm doing a little bit of a heels to ass pull to get the hamstring in. I'll just turn it around next time. Okay. All right. I need to do obliques today. The music stopped for a while, and then it came back on. I was like, what the fuck is that? Okay. All right. All right. Yesterday I felt like dog shit. I just did like the most bare bones, like hammer curls, extensions, some shoulders. Great workout. I'm glad I didn't skip it. Okay. I'm debating. No, the kettlebells are too far back there. I don't want to fuck around with them. I don't want to fuck around with them. Okay. We need to do calf again, but I'll do a bent-legged calf. That's going to put pressure on the knee tendon, so I want to do another hamstring right after that, which will be good ones. Okay. I make the workout as I go. All right. Let's try this. Yeah. Are you doing the ground beef and sweet potatoes tonight? I was just thinking about that, Chris. Actually, I don't think I have anything defrosted. Ah, shit. Let me look. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah. Thank you, Chris. All right, now the ground beef is defrosting. So maybe later tonight if it's ready, but we'll see. We shall see. It's almost every day, so you know me well. How's your chicken, Chris? I assume you finished at this point, right? Corey says, I wonder if I can buy a kidney. I mean, the things you can do or the things you are permitted to do are not always the same. I think the key is finding someone who will handle one of those, you know? Okay. So this is the... So now we're hitting this really hard, not this so much. And you can see almost all my calf is this sucker here. So. Oh! That's how hard I was pushing into the blocks. That's funny. Jelly says, Jack in the Box has a new Philly cheesesteak. Ooh. Jelly says, by the way, Respect, I liked your videos. Jam says, you ever had the Jack in the Box iced coffee? No. So fucking good. It's been a while since I've been to Jack in the Box. Chris says, yeah, the chicken is done, but I didn't taste it yet. Kind of like to let the flavors sink in for a while before I eat it. Ooh, full saturation. I like that. Jelly says, I have not. I've had McDonald's iced coffee. Okay. For this set, I'm going to do one leg, and it'll be a plank hold, and then we'll immediately transition into a good morning from the bench. So you'll see. You'll see. You'll see, my sweet. Okay. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do... Okay, I'm going to do one leg and hold it. Okay. Immediately. Good morning. So I keep my back flat. I feel this 80% right here. I'm barely sitting on the bench. Really pushing from the legs and the bottom. Let's put a lot of pressure in this way. Maybe, let's see. Today's legs, tomorrow will be upper body. Monday will be legs again. So Monday I think we'll do some sumo squatting to hit this from another angle. Oof, I want to read the comments. Oh. Christ. Jelly says he did some short videos of the beach. I'm going to have to check that out. Jam says, I'm going to go have lunch with my fiance. Have a good one, everyone. Bye, Jam. Jelly says, be blessed, Jam. Enjoy your lunch. Corey says, my brother's a doctor. I'm going to ask him if he can put one in for me if I can get one from the black market. I can't wait to see his face. True test, right? What is he willing to do for family? Chris says, I hope it's delicious. Jelly says, I'm sorry about your kidney. Yeah, Corey, it sucks. And it doesn't have a lot of attention like some of the other organ issue awareness campaigns have, you know. Chris says, Kyle, I know you're not a sauce guy, but how do you feel about a cheese? Very positively. I feel extremely positive about a good cheese. What did I title the stream? Gam sandwich with something. I almost said gam sandwich with cheese, so I almost spoiled, you know. Almost spoiled it. Okay. What else? What else? What else? We need to do probably one more core. I'll do some glute. Yeah, because we're trying to get some cake back. Okay. All right, let's see. Looks something like this. Open up. I'll show you from the front what this looks like on the other leg. So this is straight back. $18, $19, $20. All right, I gotta take a break between legs before I show the other one. Midnight. Oh, hi, Kage's in here. I really need to talk to him. He was in here earlier. He hasn't said much lately. I don't get timestamps. But Kage hasn't spoken in probably like at least 20 minutes or something like that. I'm sorry, Midnight. I can get in touch with him. All right. Kick straight back. Corey says, I was gonna buy a big wheel of Parmesan, but they wanted over $3,000. That's, yeah. I've seen some like short videos of this rich dude going into a cheese shop and he tries to buy a whole wheel and they're like, that's $3,000. He's like, yeah, I know. Let me buy it. And they're like, they don't want him to buy the whole thing. I don't know. So now I'm going kind of out. Right, external rotation of the hip. This is internal rotation, external. Ally says hello. Free Diddy, really? I don't know, I think Diddy did some very bad things. Had to go download the track, it's bumping. Okay, we've hit glutes, quads, hams a little. I can maybe use one more set, but I don't even know if I need it. I could do another adductor maybe. I need to do obliques, that's the other thing. Okay. Ba, ba, ba. All right, I think it's only fair that we take the tank top off for the obliques. Chris, have you ever used a thigh or butt master? I have, not like seriously. We had one growing up because that was the kind of home exercise equipment that was available. It was always really fucking hard. I don't know how I'd fare nowadays, but if they had one that was like, well, maybe I should look into that. Hold on. Okay. But yeah, not in a while. I remember we also had the ab thing. You sit against the pad, right, and you have a little arm, and you just push on it like that. Remember that? Okay. Obliques, right. Let's see how the bulk's doing. Okay. Not bad. I'm a little washed out. We're doing pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. We're seeing some movement. All right. Have you, Chris? What's your PR on the Thigh Master? Chris says, I'd love to be in your kitchen to see the bulk progress, the process. It's very simple. And yeah, I wish there was an easier way to not like dox all my ish. We'll expand there eventually, Chris. Well, and I thought about doing like taking pictures of everything I've eaten, which maybe I should just start doing. Because people ask, that would be decent like Instagram content. So actually, yeah, that's what I'm going to do, Chris. Thank you. That'll give me good stuff to put up there. I can take a picture or two of the bod. And, that way people can follow along. Jelly says, sorry, I was on a phone call. Jelly, don't ever apologize. I'm leaving for LA in the morning instead. So if I may ask, what time will your stream be? Of course. Probably the workout will be somewhere, like, I'll start between 11 and 12 PST, go till, like, 2 PST-ish. That's the workout stream, but then the hangout stream will probably be, like, more like 7:30 PST to, like, 10:30-ish PST. Chris says, the Thigh Master is okay, but the Butt Master is really good. Mastering all 4 hemispheres of the body, I see. Let me look it up. Suzanne Summers, oh man. Wow. Well, it's older, so they're going for there's like $130. Oh, and you get the Thigh Master. Oh. Well, that's... Oh, and the DVDs. Huge. I just gotta build the chest up so that people stop telling me that I've got a beer belly. Just because my spine fucking curves, Jelly says, okay, I think I'm leaving at 6 and I'll be there at 9. Maybe 10 because I'm finally getting donuts for the road. Good, Jelly. You should. Cookie pouch, exactly. It's for when I have a Joey of my own, you know? I have him riding here. Okay. I haven't had a cookie in a while, actually. Now I really want one. Shit. Okay. All right. I'm going to do one more set for the adductors, low back. I think we'll do one more set for calves, hit tibs, and then stretch. Chris says, the Buttmaster looks like a joke, but it works. I've become friends with Suzanne's stepdaughter, so maybe I can get you a deal. Really? Damn, small world. That's cool, Chris. I have no doubt that it works. I just worry that like the difficulty curve is like, it's like, in order to begin using the machine as like your working weight, you need to build up like a ton of like starting strength. I don't know. I'll if there's a cheapo version of it or something, I'll definitely look into it because I'm trying to build these things not only for aesthetics, but it's important for my back health. Jelly says, that's funny. I have a new friend who's from Australia. He had 2 brain aneurysms. Holy shit. That's crazy. And he's okay. Well, he's alive theoretically, right? But Jesus. What's I gonna do? One more set of the drop the pencil. Is this too front facing? So like this is where I would hold a weight, but I'm too worried about like the shearing force when I get out here, you know? So, okay. So it's this right here. 2 aneurysms, that's fucked. Did we reach the end of the playlist or something? He said he was okay. I don't think he should smoke or drink, given his history, but he's always on Lucas's chat. Man, yeah, definitely shouldn't. I knew someone that was epileptic that really made it a lot more difficult because they decided to party too hard, not drink water or eat, you know, like basically all of the worst things to do for that kind of situation. God, the bulk is bulking. It's working. I'm looking full as hell. All you need is a couple kettlebells and squats. True, I have a 35, a 45, and a 60. Maybe I'll pull those out for the sumo squats on Monday for legs then. Oh, God. Oh, my God. One more. Okay. Oh, okay. Actually, I probably said this to you before, Corey, but my very first home exercise equipment when I was a teenager, I asked for my birthday, 2 40-pound kettlebells. And that took me through 4 or 5 months. And then I started lifting weights at the gym, I think at school. And then next birthday, it was the, not Bowflex, but a different brand, kind of all in one thing. Very nice. I've been working out my whole life, basically. One more set of calves, which I would love to be bent. I could load them up with weight, but the setup is just, it's so much. Fuck it, I want to try it, okay? And this is a good time to do it. Okay, but I gotta probably be done in the next half hour or so. I got a lot of work I gotta do today. But it's good. Good things coming. I'm very excited. What do I need I need this. Trying to think if there's a better way to do this, but you'll just see the process here. I can't have you falling off. That's the problem. Hey! God damn it. All right. 40, 55. Okay. I think if I do 1, 2. Oh, I don't need this. That was loud. All you need is kettlebells. Ba-da-da-da-do. All you need is kettlebells. All right. Let's see. 40, 55 pounds. All right, and I'm gonna need something. Let's see how this goes. Oh shit. Okay. Now I gotta get my feet on the fucking... This is difficult. How many pounds are you pulling? I mean, this is 55. ZC says, mad love to you. Thank you, ZC. I love you too. Keep up the amazing work. Wish I could cook for you. And eat you for dinner. Really? Wow, that's very considerate. Thank you. It's very sweet. Okay. This isn't really doing much. I lean over it. That's better. Corey says, really all you need is a couple 30-pound dumbbells and an adjustable bench. You can work your whole body with that. Very true. Very true. Jelly says, where is everybody? Well, they might be doing something with their Saturdays, you know. It's okay. I'll remember everyone that was here. Chris says, I've been invited to perform. Ooh, for one of New York's premier bottoms. Oh. I've noticed you actually talk a pretty good game. Can you give me a few lines? Chris, my style isn't really lines. I don't, you know, I'm trying to think of, I don't know. There was a line that I had thought was pretty clever many, many years ago, but now it has a different ring to it. You know, it's like, I can't even remember what. I don't really use lines. Honestly, what I do is I compliment people very directly. And then I say like, I talk a little bit more like some people in chat that we've seen. You know? Jelly says, oh, bottom. The most premier of bottoms. Okay. This is working, but I would need a lot more weight for it, and the setup is just kind of strange. So, but now we know. Now we know. And it's sort of the end of the workout phase of the stream, so it's fine. It's just a little extra on top. We'll do Tibbs next. And then I think it's stretch time. Oh, bother. Okay. I'm going to be doing this forever. Actually, I'm going to put it down like this. Easier to strip the bar. LOL, Chili. Okay. So Monday stream we'll need to do sumo squat. We'll also need to do the hip flexor raise, which I was gonna do today, but we went in a different direction with the core. That's fine. It's fine, just fine. It's fine. Huh. God, the squeak is awful. Thigh and butt master. Maybe that would be my stripper name. Stop it. Okay, we do Tibbs like this. Can we see? Okay. Just like that. Is this good content? I mean, it would be for WikiFeet or Adam. Okay. That's enough. Stretching now. Chris, you want to tell us one of your lines? Yeah, let's hear it. Chris. Kyle, I wish I could have you off stage feeding me lines. I have none. Kind of like Serrano. What is that? Oh. Ferocious wordplay. Oh, nice. That's the thing is like I only work when it's stream of consciousness. Like it otherwise the magic doesn't happen. So I'd have to be listening. I'd have to see this person, you know. Yeah, well, just get me outside in a van and, you know, get you those meta glasses, right? Jelly says, what about did it hurt when you fell from heaven? That's pretty nice, but what if this person's more of a devilish, you know, and you want to go for that kind of, you don't want to miss that opportunity. Chris says, stream of consciousness. See, you do it so easy. So without thought. I'm in a flow state. You know what I mean? Can we see? Yeah, okay. Shoulders are a little tight. I did a lot of fly variations, so which was really good, but it hit a lot of this really small in-between muscles, so. I like splitting my workout days like this because I don't have to push myself super hard. I can take longer in the workout, and it's still, you know, a good stream. I get a good pump. Okay, let's make sure we're, just make sure everything's in alignment, you know? Jelly says, oh, I would just cheat. A little bit of the lip biting, seductive, not direct. It takes a lot of courage to dirty talk. And that's what I'm assuming you're mentioning. Oh, well, you know, I don't think that's cheating. That's just nonverbal communication, okay? It's not cheating. That's part of the game. All of the variables come together to, you know. Am I hanging out the back or anything? No? Okay. Okay, that's a risky angle on the other side. Okay. Yeah, I've only really tried lines on people I've already, you know, secured the number from, or what have you. Okay, can we? Okay. Right. Okay, I think we're okay. We're barely okay. Oh, it's funny. Corey says, I had an overweight, homely friend, and he would just proposition every woman in the bar, and he would always leave with a woman. Well, we call that the shotgun effect, where you just sort of, or fire hose strategy. You just kind of see where you can hit. But that's the thing, is like, most people, when they say, it's like, oh, well, I want people to, you know, go home with me. See, that guy's looking for someone to go home with. These other people where it's like, well, I just want this, that, or the other. It's like, well, that's because you're like, you want the select few people you are most attracted to be interested in you too. You know, it's a strategy. Chris says, I may use both advice, Kyle and Jelly. Use everything, all of your tools. Jelly says, perfect, Chris. Okay, I'm gonna stretch. Oh my god. Did rear delts yesterday, so this is big. Yeah. I don't really use lines. I don't know. I don't know. It's sort of out of character for me. You know, my whole thing is that I am blunt and I speak my mind. So I think that does most of the work. This does a little bit of the rest. You know, but I've that strategy has worked without anyone seeing the guns or abs or anything. Jelly says, I like one person who you get to know, attraction will follow. I think it's unfair to say one person and then you're everywhere else. What does that mean? I think it's unfair to say one person and then you're everywhere else. Like you put all your eggs in that one person basket? You know, penguins get a pebble for one mate. That's true. It's really cute. It's very, very cute. Oh, they're very cute birds. Oh. Yeah. Some birds make a whole stage for them to perform on, song and dance. Okay? It's a whole thing. We could learn something. Oh. Oh, man. I'm doing one big push on work, and so I've just been doing a lot of sitting and computer shit. So, oh yeah. Do you own a wig? Yeah, I own a few. They're extremely cheap, and I don't maintain them very well. So, you know, the long black hair one I have, that's closest to like moist critical, it's tangled because I don't. You think I brush my wigs? No. I throw them into a bag when I'm done with them. So. I need to get a couple more for other ideas I have. Corey says, if you want to learn a bunch of good lines, watch some old Rodney Dangerfield movies. Chris says, Jelly, I know. I'm just trying to come off quick with the tongue like Kyle. And Chris, that's what I like. What was it? A couple days ago, you were like, oh, say something funny so I can come back to it. Immediately, my brain just was like, I have nothing. you know? So it's pure just, I'm trying to censor a few things that come out of my mouth, but for the most part, you're just hearing my thoughts as they happen. You know. Lakes says, I do as well. Cheap Amazon wigs. Exactly. Jelly says, right. Well, people do stupid things sometimes. Right. They do. They do. People do the darndest things. Okay. I need to get hammies. I need to get hips stretched. And I think it'll be about time for lunch. Because that's how behind we are. And I woke up, I had my yerba madre. I had vanilla chai tea from Bigelow. And 2 servings of protein enhanced oatmeal. 25 grams of protein, probably like 460 calories. And then I had that protein shake I've been drinking during the workout, which is 2 scoops, which is probably 350, 400-ish calories, 50 grams of protein. So it's been a pretty light eating day, which means I have to make up time because I'm bulking. So I need to really, I need to stay on that. I hate how I have to. Steven says, you're fun and cute. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that. I like to be, a one-stop shop if I can. Cute and hot and funny and I'm trying to be the I was gonna say the Walmart, but that's not what I'm trying to be. I'm not trying to be that. Jelly says, my apologies, Chris. Chris says, oh, when I say something funny, I didn't mean it quite literally. You say something that I find funny regardless. Always good. And it's kind of like the abs thing for me, Chris, where it's like everyone really likes them, but it's just been how I've woken up every day. So I'm kind of like, really? Like, really? You want to see the abs? So it's like, really? You think me just. I'm just shooting the shit with you guys. Titicaca says, I'm scared to ask what was used to enhance the protein. I think they put. You were trying to be funny. I went literal with it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not scared, but that's because I know it's whey protein powder they put into the shit. Jelly says, I thought you said you were trying to flirt with Kyle. I mean, he generally is, but I think he's got a specific celeb in mind for this pass he's gonna make. Perfect. Okay. This I don't think I've field tested. Corey says, if you want to bulk up, watch some Jay Cutler videos. Oh, way ahead of you. I was following him back in the 2007, 2008 era. And he bulked hard. I mean, he had to, right? But I mean, the size he was off season is ridiculous. That's what it takes. It's nearly impossible to grow muscle without putting on some non-zero percentage amount of fat. Man, I used to watch Ronnie Coleman videos for inspiration. Watch him be a cop, the largest cop in history. Oh, man. Okay. Chris says, LOL, no, wasn't flirting with Kyle. I wanted his wit. My deepest apologies, regardless. It's okay. If I could bottle it, I'd give you some, Chris. I'd give you some for the road. Just take me with you, and then I'll try and get us in sort of a triangular situation. I think you're witty, Chris. I think you're witty, too. I also get, a bunch of people to, react to. You're just reacting to me. It's a hip hop. I don't know if you heard it. Let's see. We're a little sore today. Man, I wish I could have big traps. The Captain America, holding the helicopter. Okay, and now we sink into this hip. I'm rolling into the hip to get a stretch along the low back, sort of side obliques. Part of why I'm using one of these is I'm pushing myself up to get more of a stretch. Oh, Chris says, Kyle, you know you're funny when your subscribers are rewatching your live stream. Well, and I appreciate it too. You know, it's I see, especially a lot of the recent ones, they've been getting a lot of attention afterwards. So, you know, I love it. And I'm okay. Hopefully this doesn't come off as vain, but I'm editing a lot of my old live streams, um, and I'll find myself laughing. You know, so some part of me finds it funny. I just don't think about it like that in the when it's happening. Have you ever watched the Andre the Giant documentary? It's good. I think I saw part of it. I remember it saying like physically it was very difficult to be him. You know what I mean? Oh, that's not a bad shot. Little heart, you know? Chris says thanks. Thank you guys, you know? I love, especially, I loved when you time-stamped when annoying Josh came in a stream. That was so funny. Oh, man. We have fun here, don't we? We have fun. I'm having a good time. Definitely much more entertaining than working out here in silence or listening to, you know, a metal band or whatever. Okay. Oh, yeah. Here's another hip stretch. You cross your leg over, right? Am I showing nut? No. Okay. You cross your leg over, and then you kind of lean forward this way, and this hip gets a very deep stretch. And you don't have to bend over very far for it, so it's pretty accessible. Chris, that was hilarious. Oh, man. And what was also funny is I don't think he picked up on it. Like, I said it like that, and I felt like, not really bad, but I was like, oh, well, he's still trying to engage, you know? I think some of it kind of, you know? Oh, my gosh. And a lot of it, like, seriously, a lot of the comments I get are really fucking funny. Like, I'll hear some of this shit, and it's like, oh my God, I forgot about that. Just some of the wacky shit people are willing to attribute to their name, you know? Other side. Ooh. See, this is my concave side of my back. So I'm trying to stretch that side out instead of doubling down and leaning into it. That's a good shot, though. I've got a couple angles that I want to capture in pictures. Oh. The other one, too, is if you lean away from this hip, you get a very deep hip flexor stretch the other way, too. Oh, man. All right, what else do we need to stretch? We'll roll the feet, stretch the feet, and then I think it'll be lunchtime for Bonzo. This puppy out, the lacrosse ball. Oh my God. See, all of that was like, felt great, and this one spot just above my heel bone on the outside feels like a nightmare, which means I need to do that more, not avoid it. I gotta double down. Oh my God. that's rough. That's rough. Okay. I just like to do this a little bit. Try and work on separating the toes a little. Oh man. So the inside of the foot, this I can put a ton of weight on. Feels great. Feels like a massage. Oh. Oh, Christ. See, same spot on this foot, not uncomfortable at all. So it's interesting. You can kind of see how asymmetrical you really are. The inside here. Okay, and then the toes. Tops of the feet. A little curtsy. Let's see. That's just me flexing the hip flexor up. So it's that. But I can shake the whole leg with it. Anyway, what were we doing? Chris says, seriously, does posing help with muscle development? Yes. Like I find I'm unable to pose at the end of workouts because I've pushed my muscles too far. And like, you could hurt yourself posing too hard, for sure. And posing is essentially like a maximum contraction isometric hold, right? So it's like doing a bicep curl and then holding it at the top. That is work. So you could actually if you're a bodybuilder of any kind, it would be a really good idea to, let's say you do biceps and triceps, like after your biceps, after your 3 sets or whatever, take a rest, then do a posing round where you do like 10-second holds of, the different ones. It's not going to grow huge muscle, right? You're not going to get huge off of posing, but your muscles only know how hard they contract and through what ranges they move. They don't know what is causing it, right? So doing flexing like this it counts for something. It's more drops in the bucket for sure. Corey says, you must be in the West Coast. Because it's 7 p.m. in Ontario, Canada. Ah. Well, I'm glad I got on early then. I can't show that. Abehendra, hello. How are you? I couldn't show your previous comment. Okay. We'll do a little pose down real quick, but it is about time for lunch. I got a bunch of work to do. But we will be going live tomorrow between 11 and 12 Pacific. And then we'll be going live again later in the evening. So workout first. We'll do upper body. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. I'm gonna get my good lighting. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. Okay. We did a little bit of this earlier. Not a ton of leg definition there. We got a little bit on this quad versus the hip flexor, but I will try to attend both services. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. You know, I know there are going to be times where you have things to do. And that's okay. That's why I gotta string more. Okay, it's not on you guys. It's not bad. Okay, not bad. Not bad. We're developing the cake. Okay, it'll come in. Trust me. Muscle memory. What's up? What's up, Sensei? I'm Sensei. How are you? Okay. What is that? I don't know. Okay. I gotta eat lunch. It's been a good workout. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, shooting the shit. What? Okay. There's a spammer. Excuse me. Okay. Workout stream tomorrow between 11 and 12 PST is when I'll begin. It'll go till like 2-ish Pacific. Then probably like between 7 and 8 p.m. We'll do a hangout stream too. Okay? I love you guys. Thank you again for joining me. And thank you for the good ideas today, both for meals and videos. I'll be following up on some of those. So, see you in the dojo. Ooh. Mwah. Thank you, dear. Okay. Respect, Jelly, Chris, Corey, Titicaca. I'll miss you. Okay. We'll see you soon, though. Okay. I gotta get to work. Bye. Bye, love.